Righto guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a hot minute. Winter is over and it's well and truly time to get stuck into working some bees. It is the 3rd of October 2025 and we're out on my back pool deck at the moment and we've got 4 TC hives here. Well, there's 5 there, but we're only going to be working 4. So we're going to refer to these hives as 1, 2, 3, and right over in the corner there is number 4. Okay, and to make things a little bit more spicy, what we're going to do is do an adduction on hive 1 and hive 2, and hives 3 and 4 are going to be split. So today I'm going to hook up these 2 hives here with their adductions and hopefully split that guy right on the very end. And maybe next Monday, which is today's Friday, so in a couple of days time when things settle down with that split over there, I'll split this guy here just so that there's not so much confusion and bees going everywhere all at once. So let's get into it. Let's hook these 2 hives up for their adductions, eh? Let's go. All right guys, this is going to be about as straightforward as it gets. Here is our empty box. We've got our T-piece on the back of it here, and we're literally just done. That's that one ready to go. Got our T-piece on this one hanging out this way. Let's move these hives forward a little bit. And the bees are already piling into the front of that one, guys. Same deal with hive number 2 here. Let's get that one going. Place them in front. There we go. Okay, same deal. Got our T-piece hanging out this way here. So when the time comes to open that, we'll see how we go. All right, so I am fully expecting to possibly have to change from an adduction to a brood lift on both of these 2 here. And a brood lift is where you get invasive and you abandon the hands-off approach of an adduction and you move to an invasive procedure which is called a brood lift, and that is where you remove brood either from the mother hive and put it in your daughter hive, or take brood from another hive and put it into your daughter hive. So if I have to do that with these 2 adductions, what I'll be doing is taking brood from hive number 1 and sticking it into daughter hive number 2, and taking brood from mother hive number 2 and putting it in daughter hive number 1. The reason you do that, or the reason I do that, is to ensure that there is genetic diversity by putting an unrelated queen cell into the daughter hives. So, cool, that's done. A little bit of confusion here, but so far, happy days. Righto, let's gear up and get ready to go and split hive number 4, eh? Righto guys, this is hive number 1's daughter hive. And move over here, this is hive number 2's daughter hive. So I like hooking my adductions up in the middle of the day when the bees are really active. I'm not a fan of hooking them up at night. There is a chance, a slight chance, but still a chance nonetheless, that if you hook them up at night, your mother hive will block the connection between the 2 hives just because it doesn't know what's going on. If you do it during the day when the bees are active, then obviously the bees are curious in the mother hive and they'll come out to have a look, and the bees returning from foraging have to go back through this hive, so they will become familiar with it pretty much instantly. So that's why I do it, and it's worked for me. Cool. All right, let's gear up for this split. Okay guys, so we've got our mobile workstation set up here. Let's have a look at some of the gear that we're going to go through doing our vertical split. So we've got a cordless drill with a Phillips head bit in it. We've got a clamp that's used to hold the box halves together when we're reassembling it. You'll see that later on. We have a hive splitting tool. We have a Stanley knife with a very sharp blade in it. We have a Phillips head screwdriver. We have our long filleting knife here, flexible blade. We have some clear tape to tape up the viewing panel afterwards. We have a square, and you'll see that come into action shortly. And most importantly, we have a wet rag and a water spray bottle. We also have a sieve and a stainless bowl so we can drain the halves of the hive if required. And of course we've got our empty box sitting here off to the side that I've already split into two to save a bit of time and effort. Okie dokes, let's get into it, eh? Just before we start, let's have a look inside this this hive. Come on. Anyway, you can see the brood is enormous and it goes from the very back of the box up to about here. Let's get into it, eh? Oh, and before we start, I have lathered myself with Bushman's Naturals. Give myself the best chance. Let's go. All right, we're away. Okay, we're away. So the very first thing we do is we want to cut through the middle of this viewing panel on the hive join. So we take our extremely sharp knife, put our square across the center of the box, and we cut the viewing panel. There we go. Just make sure we went all the way through there. Yep, perfect. Okay, next we take our long flexible filleting knife and we go down the side of the hive. There'll be quite a bit of resistance right on the edges of the box. That's where they store a lot of their resin. And then as we progress through the brood, the cut will free up and become much easier. So here we go. Cutting commencing. There's a bit of resistance there, quite a bit as we get down to the bottom. All the way down. Oh, crikey. And then we lift up. We've got some honey on the knife. We go through the brood with short, sharp up and down strokes and out the other side. Okay, now we get our knife and we go in and we open the hive up. And I'll give you a close look at this, guys. Oh my God. That is absolutely outstanding. I'll just come and grab this camera and give you a look. Alright guys, have a crack at this. So, there's our advancing front, right on top. There, see those open cells there? So the queen will be in that vicinity there. Let's see if I might be able to see her if I'm very, very lucky. And she could be in either half of the box, we don't know. Be very lucky to see her. Nope, we don't know. We have our oldest brood up the very top here that is hatching out now in both halves of the box. And then the rest of our brood depth there. So you can see they've put their stores underneath the brood. And by tomorrow morning, you wouldn't even know that that brood has been cut. They will completely repair that cut face of the brood. Get this hive back together and just lay him down, and I'll grab our wet rag here and I'll just go around this mating surface here and get rid of any spilt honey. There's absolutely bugger all, to be honest with you. All right, we are ready to go. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so this is our full back. We want our empty front, which is this guy here. So we just join the two together like that. Line them up nicely. And we put our clamp on. Make sure everything's good. Everything feels nice. Just have to lightly clamp them together, guys. You don't have to go nuts with them. And we'll grab our side plates and screw them on. All right, so there's our hive back together. Next thing I have to do is put a new piece of clear tape across the join in the viewing panel. Okay, so the reason that I split this hive in this sequence, so getting the empty front back, is because it has no guards at the entrance. So I want to get it back ASAP so it collects all these bees. So I'll just grab this camera, see if we can catch that. Okay, back in position. Focus. And look at them all pouring back in there. It's exactly what I want to see. Brilliant. Righto, let's get this other half boxed up and back together. Okay, that looks awesome. Let's get it on. Okay, so this is the full front, so we need to put an empty back. There's one bee there, come on fella. Go on my finger. You can go in there. There we go. Take our clamp and just repeat the procedure, guys. So alrighty guys, so there we go, back in position. This guy on the left here has got the empty front, and that guy over there has got the empty back, or the full front. Okay, so that guy there's got full defenses at the front. This guy here is a little bit vulnerable at the moment, and that's why I put it back first, to collect foragers and therefore more bees. Righty-o, so that's the first split out of this group of 4 here that we're working. So I'm going to be splitting this guy here in a couple of days' time, and it's another belter of a colony. That one. And sitting right in the middle is our observation hive. It's on the charge. They're going great. And we've got our 2 Eductions over here. It's been about 45 minutes since I set these up. Absolutely no confusion. Bees coming and going like they don't know anything's changed. So all good, happy days. All right. So we'll be back in a couple of days' time. Crack on with that split, and then we'll let the competition begin, even though it's not really a competition between, you know, adduction and splitting, although it sort of is. We've got 4 colonies in the same position, on the same property, same species, same availability for resources, same exposure to sun. It's going to be interesting. Let's see how we go. All right. Hanging out to do this next split. Guys, it is time to split our other TC hive. This one's an absolute cracker as well. And it's not a couple of days' time, it's the same day. The first hive that I split was so calm, and there's just nothing exciting happening. I thought I'll may as well do this one now. So let's crack on. I've just taken the side covers off this one, guys. So we're just going to get straight into cutting across the viewing panel. Quite a bit of Kadaki resin in this one. Ooh, gone off track a little bit there. Okay, that's that one done. I know there's heaps of Kadaki resin in this one, but oh, not too bad. Go across the brood. Thanks, Mr. Plane. Perfect timing. And then we'll just stick our knife in there and see what we've got. Look at that. Outstanding. Beautiful. I'm just going to grab this camera. Look at that. Absolute belters. Again, got our advancing front up the top here. Older brood above it. And if I'm going to be lucky enough to see the queen. Nope, no such luck. But anyway, look at that, absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get them boxed up, eh? Okay, we're looking good. Empty front, full back. Going back in position. Let's grab this camera so we don't miss the action shot. Righto, there we go. Got that scent ring on there. They're piling in. All right, let's get the other half back together. Empty back. Righto, we're done. It's back in position. So we're all done here. So we've got 2 split TC hives there, and we've got our 2 new TC Eductions set up here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how soon these guys queen or requeen, and well, who knows what's going to happen here with these Eductions. Hopefully I don't have to resort to brood lifting, but I certainly will. I'm going to be generous and give these 2 Eductions 3 weeks to install a new queen in their daughter hives. If I haven't done it by 3 weeks, then I'm going to move to a brood lift. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we're done. So be good to yourself, be good to your bees, eh? See you in the next one.